If you're wondering what the next major Bitcoin and crypto move is going to be, I got a few very important charts I need to share with you here today, guys. Make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end of this video. We do have some more news on the massive insider whale here, so make sure to stick around, guys. Very important stuff here today. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it, guys. And what you can see for Bitcoin is that it continues to look very weak here on the shorter time frames. Crypto in general continues to look very weak. And you can see that we did in fact have a spike up yesterday towards $90,500. So this spike right here, you can see it was immediately sold into and we immediately went back down. And in the end, we didn't even manage to close above the orange line here at $88,300. So what this tells me is a few different things. It tells me that there is still some liquidity left on the sidelines that is looking for a home, right? So there's still some people that really wants to see the next major move here. And when you see a spike, it can happen pretty quickly, right? So you saw this spike yesterday. However, what I also saw is that there's still significant people that are selling into the pumps here, suppressing the price. So there's still a lot of people that are holding Bitcoin that wants to get out. And so whenever you see some kind of pump, they're selling into it. So this is not very bullish, guys. I remain very cautious as I have been for the last few weeks and months, guys. I have been cautious. And I've been saying that I think that you're going to see a spike in 2026, but up until then, you're going to see some more downside. You're going to see some sideways action as well. And from what I see right now on the charts, this is telling me as well that we still need to be cautious and we still have significant resistance above us. So I remain cautious. I'm not getting into any significant massive moves right now towards the upside. Yes, I still believe that if you're looking at holding for the next 12 months or so, moving into 2026, then yes, these dips are good buying opportunities in my opinion. However, if you're looking for short-term trades, I still would be very cautious because you're going to see volatility and people are going to get wrecked in the process here. So just look at this. This spike alone and the pullback, it actually did liquidate a lot of people yesterday. So for Ethereum, Bitcoin, you can see we had the last 24 hours, we had over $500 million worth of liquidations. Both longs and shorts were liquidated. So be careful. For me, of course, my trading strategies, they are taking full advantage of this back and forth here, trading that. So that's completely fine. But in terms of making some swing trades, I would urge everyone to be a little bit cautious at this specific moment. If you look at Ethereum, you can see that Ethereum also had a big red candle towards the downside. You can see that Solana is making a new cycle low here at 121. So yeah, the market is not looking absolutely amazing right now. And I remain cautious as I've been saying. For traditional markets, also big red candle for traditional markets. We do have this support right here. If I extend this, you can see that we do have 6,737. So this is going to act as support for the traditional markets. However, silver made a new all-time high yesterday. Silver has been on an absolute rampage. And then you can also see that gold is in all-time high vicinity. So people are buying Bitcoin, they are not buying Bitcoin, they're selling Bitcoin, but people are buying gold and silver. They're fleeing into assets that they deem is going to be a good store of value here amid some uncertainty. Are we in a bubble in terms of AI? Is the US stock market going to collapse here? There's a lot of fear in the market right now, so we need to keep very close eyes on this, of course. Now, my thesis was that when gold and silver topped out, when the traditional markets topped out, a lot of that money was going to flow into Bitcoin. We haven't really seen that. I will be the first one to admit that. We haven't really seen that flight towards Bitcoin. And in my opinion, it is because of October the 10th. Now, when October the 10th happened, a lot of people got liquidated. A lot of people got so wrecked that they exited the market completely. Something fundamentally did actually not change with Bitcoin, but it changed in terms of the market participation, right? So a lot of people lost so much money that they just exited. And it could take some time to rebuild that, guys. So maybe that's going to delay the pump that I saw in 2026. Maybe that's going to delay in the sense of time-wise, maybe it's going to come later, but also in terms of performance. Maybe in terms of performance, we're not going to reach over 180K. Maybe we're just going to reach, 150 or something like this. I don't know. I still believe that 2026 we're going to make a new all-time high, but October the 10th has been very significant, and we still don't know. What I said here on October the 10th is that we're going to see the effects of October the 10th moving forward. And so far, we have seen just a downtrend. We've just seen more and more people selling. We've seen people exit the crypto market entirely. So it could take some time to rebuild that, but nothing fundamentally has changed with Bitcoin itself. It is still one of the best assets out there, but we've just seen so many people getting wrecked. So they've been selling crypto, and that is what it is. But crypto is going to recover in terms of Bitcoin, and some specific quality assets are going to recover, in my opinion. But yes, we now understand that October the 10th was actually more significant than most people believed. And we still don't know the full extent here. We don't know who actually blew up, who lost everything, maybe some big market makers, exchanges and so on, who are now putting downwards pressure on the market. So I'm keeping close eyes on that. In terms of my own trades, I'm still using my trading strategies, of course. They are still trading back and forth here. And in terms of individual trades, I will get in. If we make a new swing low here at 80K, I will start to slowly build a position over on Tapit, guys. So I will keep you updated on that. But in terms of right now, my trading strategies on Pionex, they're just trading back and forth here and making some gains. But yeah, of course, they're holding significant crypto. So as the prices are going down, of course, the unrealized profit is also going down. Now, if you want to use my trading strategies yourself, guys, you are, of course, able to get in at a much lower price. Sign up to Pionex using this link. You have some incredible bonuses by clicking on this second link right here. So it's gonna take you to this page. There's 4 days left, guys. So take advantage of this right now if you want to claim those bonuses over on Pionex. And then you have the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, and XRP, my main strategies right here if you want to use them. And then also over on Tapit, guys, huge bonuses over on Tapit. Make sure to click on this link and take advantage of that if you want to do manual trading, especially for everyone that are from a country that usually is not so keen on crypto exchanges. Tapit is allowed on many different countries. So check that out, guys. And on Bitpanda, of course, if you are from the EU and you want a regulated exchange, you can check that out as well. Now, let us talk about this in more detail. So there was a report that was released that said that old wallets, dormant Bitcoin wallets worth of $300 billion have entered in 2025 alone. So even though you've seen a lot of buying pressure from the ETFs, from the Michael Saylors and these treasury companies, there's been such incredible amounts of Bitcoin, $300 billion, that have been entering the circulation. So this has been adding selling pressure. But the good thing here is that this is going to end at some point. Of course, the old whales are going to run out of Bitcoin at some point. So that's a good thing. But yes, for now, this is putting selling pressure into the market, and that's preventing any kind of pump from being sustained. Now, other than that, also, you can see that the participants in the crypto market is slowing down. What you have here is active Bitcoin addresses, and you can see it's at not even a cycle low. It's at a low compared to the previous cycle and 2018. So a lot of people are fed up with this. A lot of people have exited the crypto market. But when things look the darkest, that is when we're going to see the bottom. People are going to exit. We know that. But yeah, when enough people have exited, that's when we're going to be primed for the next major move towards the upside. So long-term Bitcoin holders are unloading into strength. This is the swing high we saw yesterday. I mean, I wouldn't even call it a swing high, just a little bit of a impulsive pump towards the upside. And that meant that a lot of long-term holders, they started to sell into that pump. So you can see this more and more. The data is very, very significant here, and it's very clear. Also, and this is a bit worrying, if you look at the institutional investors, they're all in on stocks. They don't really have that much money left on the sidelines, according to this report right here. So they have been purchasing stocks, and now let's see what the stock market is going to do. Of course, if you see significant drops towards the downside, maybe there's going to come some selling pressure even from these institutions right here, which is obviously not going to be super good for crypto. So that's why I'm saying, guys, you need to brace for some more potential downside. But I do believe that once the sellers run out, of course, it's very logical, then we are going to be ready for another pump. The only thing is we don't really know the full effect of October the 10th. And of course, we don't know when the sellers are going to run out of steam. We can look at these on-chain data points and we can try to estimate that. But for now, everything is pointing towards some more sideways action, some more cautious, until we are finally going to print that bottom and go towards the upside. Some other data I want to show you guys is Tom Lee. I don't want this to be a super negative and bearish video. Instead, I want to end on a positive note. That is that Tom Lee, he pulled up some interesting statistics. So there is there's 4.4 million Bitcoin wallets who currently holds more than $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. However, there is 900 million people worldwide who have more than 10,000 in their retirement accounts. So what would this mean? It would mean that if people were to also, this is passively going to be invested through ETFs and other investment accounts, there's a lot of more room towards the upside here in terms of people buying Bitcoin. If they just buy $10,000 worth of Bitcoin as well, that could lead into a 200x. So Tom Lee here is saying that the best times for crypto is actually ahead and not in the past. And now, I mean, of course, he's one of the biggest Bitcoin bulls, or Ethereum bulls as well. And he did not, I mean, it's very clear that we are in a bear market right here, because if you look at this keynote right here, he did not have a haircut. So, I mean, I wouldn't say we're in a bear market, so to speak. It depends on how you define it. I would say we are in a sideways accumulation phase, which could go down lower. And this could go down to like 80, 76, I don't know. But bear market, for us to go down straight for like 2, 3, 4 years, I don't think that that's going to happen. And I think that actually the worst is behind us. So, yeah, Tom Lee here as well is saying that if people just buy more Bitcoin here through passive investments, then we could have some more room towards the upside, of course, in the long run. Now, I know that some people are going to say that this sounds like hopium. You're just looking for excuses. But, I mean, to each their own, guys. I've always said that Bitcoin is going to top out in 2026. And 2025 is more like a transition. And 2025 has been a transition, guys. We are at the same price. We're actually lower than when we opened up in 2025. We're at a lower price right now. So the entire 2025 turned out to just be a transition. And now we will see, guys, it's the moment of truth. Is 2026 going to lead into lower prices, or are we going to have a rebound and print a new all-time high? You know that I already believe that we're going to make a new all-time high, but 95% of the market right now believes that we're going to go down lower in 2026. And it's just going to be so let's say December of 2026, we're going to be at much lower prices. That is what the market believes. I don't believe that. Now, also CZ is saying here, he's essentially hinting that this is a good time to be buying Bitcoin. Also, the massive insider whale is down $71 million on his positions right now. So all of the gains that he accumulated throughout the last few months, they are now essentially evaporating. So he still has a massive position here for Ethereum. Now, what I will say is that, of course, this is just one wallet. We don't know what's going on centralized exchanges, and maybe they have other wallets as well. So this is just one wallet. But on this specific wallet, he used to be at over $100 million worth of profit. Now only $30 or $28 million because the price is going down so much. So guys, I hope that makes sense to you. I hope it gives you a clear direction of where to go. In my opinion, be careful, be cautious. Sideways, potentially some more downside before we see a new peak in 2026. Not financial advice, but that's what I believe is going to happen. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.